Hello, people of the internet. Today I am sailing the Tier 6 premium Italian cruiser, the Emanuele Filiberto Duca d'Aosta. I've found myself in a Tier 8 match because, well, of course I have. This is a Tier 6 cruiser after all. And, you know, it's actually been kind of weird. I haven't been getting into a whole lot of Tier 8 matches with my Tier 6s as of late. Like, I played 4 games with the Duca when I was, grinding out for gameplay yesterday. And, well, this was the only one that was actually a Tier 8 match. The 3 others were all Tier 7 or Tier 6 maximum. And, well, it's ironic that in the game with the worst matchmaking, I get the best result. But, anyway, the Duca. This thing drives like a Ferrari. Like, it gets 38 knots with the speed flag in a straight line. But the main problem with it is that it's really undergunned for a Tier 6. It only has 8 152mm guns. Now, while they do have a high fire rate and the reload is only 7.5 seconds, the high explosive shells are pretty terrible, and the armor piercing, although punchy against broadside cruisers, for instance, really isn't that reliable against anything that's even remotely angled or has even the slightest semblance of armor. I do still like playing the Duca though from time to time, despite its reputation as kind of a meh premium, but really the gameplay isn't what I want to talk about. I figured I'd just whip up this commentary in just quick response to some of the events unfolding within the World of Warships community as of late. And first thing I want to touch on is, holy hell, why has it been so difficult to get 5 battleship kills? The first task in that weekly mission for the British Battleship Hyper, whatever it's called, it requires 5 battleship kills. So, with a game so infested with battleships, this should be super easy to accomplish. But the thing is, you can't kill a battleship with another battleship and have it count toward the mission. You need to get the battleship kill with a cruiser, destroyer, or carrier. So every battleship player that is trying to complete this mission is not sailing their battleships, they're sailing their other things. So it's driving the BB population way down in both randoms and co-op, and it's making this mission rather difficult to obtain. In an effort to conserve what little sanity I had left, I ended up just going into co-op battles and just grinding out this particular mission, just using like a Hiryu or a fast light cruiser like the Duca, or and the shores as well. And eventually I got it after maybe 10 plus games. The rest of those tasks in that mission, however, are at least easier. Like, get 500 ribbons in over any number of games. You could do that in just 1 or 2 matches with a high tier German battleship like the Bismarck. Just get close and just click targets and spam them to death with your drunk AI gunners. So, thankfully, at least for me, that particular frustration has passed. Although, the stupidity of that one mission is not what most people have been talking about as of late, and that Benson just had an engaging game. But yeah, what people have been talking about for the past couple of days, it all has to do with a certain poorly balanced premium. The Koenig Albert's getting banned. Like, instead of just making the tier 3s better, they decide to just get rid of the one that's overpowered. Talk about laziness. Okay, yeah, the Graf Zeppelin. The premium tier 8 German aircraft carrier that had a ton of buzz in the lead up to its release. People saw the initial previews for this ship with the triple torpedo bomber loadout, and they thought, oh, I'll have some of that when it comes out. That looks awesome. And, well, it's Graf Zeppelin, so it's a ship with a decent amount of name recognition despite really not doing much of anything in real life. But people saw that, people liked it, people wanted it. But that was just a preview. Uh, Wargaming, in my opinion, rightfully thought that a triple torpedo bomber loadout with 5 bombers per squadron was a bit overpowered, and they ended up changing it to. Oh, check out that kill steal on the Chapayev. I'm such a piece of shit. They thought that replacing the torpedo bombers with dive bombers would be a better solution to the whole overpowered strike problem, but really all that did was make the ship largely useless. The high explosive dive bombers at least had, a nice, tight, actually circle for once, drop pattern that basically made manual drops, not necessary. But the armor piercing bombs were entirely pointless. They had the long elliptical style drop, and after the bombs were released from the planes, it took 9 seconds for them to actually hit the target. It doesn't matter how big of a ship you have, you're going to be able to avoid bombs in 9 seconds. So, with such a blatantly unfinished product, why did Wargaming think it was a good idea to release it when they did? It should have had at least another round of balancing to go before it went out. And for a while, I thought that it had actually been released on the EU server by mistake. Like, somebody screwed up and accidentally put this unfinished premium into the shop, like, way too early. That's what I thought until it suddenly popped up on the North American server a couple days ago. And then I realized that this was no mistake. It was just an attempted cash grab to try and, get people at Gamescom to buy the ship. It was probably the upper level people at Wargame were probably just like, "Dog comrade, we shove unreleased premium outdoor to appeal to people at Cologne convention." That's probably how that went. And the ship ends up foregoing what ended up being critical balancing time in order to just get out and make some money. And making money is what the Graf is utterly failing at doing right now, because every community contributor and person with a YouTube channel or Twitch stream is absolutely canning the thing. Hell, iChase canned it so hard that he actually got kicked out of the community contributor program after releasing his video review of the Graf Zeppelin. Evidently, WG doesn't like it when their CCs are telling the player base to go and submit tickets for refunds of a particular premium ship. Although at least Wargaming seems to have learned something from Foshgate in that they didn't DMCA Chase. They just, they kicked him out of the program but left his video up. So, yeah, there's improvement there, I suppose. But, Wargaming showed improvement with community interaction, so let's hope they show improvement from this now when it comes to actually, not releasing unbalanced premiums early. How about that? Okay, so as I was recording this video, Wargaming removed the Graf Zeppelin from the premium shop and issued a statement on their website, basically saying that, yeah, they screwed up. They had released the ship early in order to try and uphold tradition by having a ship out at Gamescom, and by doing so, they foregoed, final balancing, and as a result, the ship did not meet community expectation. And on top of that, they also released a separate apology for iChase for their rather hasty removal of him from the community contributor program, and on top of that, they actually took the advice that got him banned in the first place. They issued instructions for people to follow if they wish to refund the Graf Zeppelin. Although they did invite those who had already purchased it to keep it and basically act as super testers for just the one ship and to help balance it for a proper release sometime down the line. So, in short, Wargaming is just saying, okay, let's put this whole fiasco behind us and everybody just get back on the hype train for the British battleships. And yeah, you know what? I agree. I've been talking about this for way too long, and everybody seems to have forgotten that the most anticipated line to appear so far is only a couple days away. And really, that's the only reason why I've been sailing the Duca d'Aosta so much as of late. Like, the Italian cruiser is going to be getting the crap bullied out of it when these British battleships show up. There's no way of avoiding it. So I'm enjoying it now while I can. And of course, here in a tier 8 battle, I'm gonna drop 6 kills and only get 56-ish thousand damage. Kill the destroyers and KS anything that's bigger than you. That is how you survive a tier 8 battle with a Duca d'Aosta. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm rotting my brain. That's the video, and thank you for watching.